to his credit 17 national and 12 international conferences. Under his guidance, one PhD candidate got awarded. He has been guiding few more students in their research work. He joined B.K. Birla Institute of Engineering and Technology as our director in February 2019. Sir, I welcome you upon the stage for the session.
Okay. Well, very good afternoon to one and all. Yes, you must have learnt in earlier sessions, past few days, about IoT based PLC designs or concerned connected areas by different experts invited from different reputed organizations, places and all. So they must have highlighted you all about the needs of IoT. Nowadays, IoT, even though word is old, but the implementation is still large way to go, long way to go. So these things still in IoT happening. Why long way and large way? IoT requirement is so much to the public. It's involves in any place you take that Internet of Things, and you know your mobile, your laptop, your mails or whatever, everywhere it depends on Internet. So what Internet cannot do, it can do everything. So it is left to us how best we can utilize that. That is one part of it. To me, for this session, it is asked me to talk about the qualities of any organization to implement such, not IoT alone, any other disciplines or any other area, what all the qualities that one institute should adhere to are to implement them, and what are those guidelines, what are the organizations, awarding organizations, country-wise, whole world-wise. So these are the points maybe in this session I'll try to put in front of you, and let's check how best we interact each other, how best you are aware about, and maybe few of them be knowing about the what requirements, needs of the institutes to enhance the quality. So once we talk about quality, whose quality, there are many domains or the fields of the institute. Infrastructure is the first. Second, students, quality of education. It depends again, quality of education means again curriculum, university, type of examinations, pattern of pedagogy, teaching learning process. Good number of connecting points are there. When it comes to the next part, like how best we enhance the quality of the students in their stay in the campus, irrespective of the degree, be it bachelor's, be it master's, be it in science, be it in engineering, be it in diploma, wherever you take, in his her presence in the campus, what we all teachers think more about to enhance his standards. What you mean by enhance his standards? He or she should be ready for their career. That is the major aim of ours. We should think the way of imparting all these knowledges or the standards or the university norms or whatever it is, 4 years of, if it is engineering, then what all? What is the meaning of that ready for the career? He should be or she should be first highly knowledgeable in the domain, whichever the discipline, highly knowledgeable in the domain. Now question comes again, assess it. We are entering into the discussion of today's topic. Assess it. How much your enlarge his knowledge, enlarge his knowledge, assess it. How do you check? Shall I weigh it in a way balance, saying that, oh, inka 2 kg hai, inka 3 kg, inke 4 kg hai. So what do you mean by assessment? What do you mean by assess yourself? What we can assess? Many areas we can assess. We can assess ourselves first. Are we really a good teacher? Students call me as a good teacher. Assess yourself. So there are so many good number of areas where we can assess. Pedagogy assessment. Industry needs something we are talking about. What I can do for this, right? Assessment of the pedagogy. Industry requires something. We are teaching in the four walls something. Who has to assess this? No, university rules. These are the units 1, 2, 3, 4. This is a type of question paper. Then think about his career, about his tomorrow. So who has to assess? Who has to think? Only intellectuals, that too educationalists, should think about the career of the students. Other than this age between 15 to 22 of the student's age, who else will make him or frame him or to nurture him to a best level? Who? Teachers only. Other than this, students will not go anywhere other than studies, only that much. Very rarely, out of 20-30 lakhs, one student may go for a business in that age. Maybe a family business. So it's negligible. So all will come across studies. And even to go for business, they should have a minimum education. So they will come across the education then. So these points of assessments. Now, what are the types of assessments? If you divert the discussion, it goes in 20 angles and we will not reach at a one particular point to understand the things. I try to converge them all to a particular point where quality. Try to put, because it's a vast area of discussion. So let's put in this way. So assessment, what are the assessments then? There are two types. Examples I'll quote rather than telling them also. What is 2 into 3 is equal to 6? Answer is correct, everything is correct. This is one type of assessment, like answer is correct. 7, no, this is not correct. 5, no, it is not correct. 6, it is correct. One type. Second type, so that I can relate to mathematics, you can understand quickly. Population of Delhi, in 2016 it was 80 lakhs. 2020 it has become 1.2 crores. Guess what is in 2025? No answer for that. 2 into 3 is equal to 6, best answer for us. That is also assessment. This is also assessment. No answer for that. Predict, yes, you can do it. हो सकते 1.3 crore, हो सकते बस 1.3 ही होगा. So like this, we have to think about the student. How best these assessments can be made. In the first internal assessment, out of 20, how much he has got? Yes, best way we can say, sir, 17 he has got. Improvement, okay, second test he has got. Perfect answers are there. You are taught in the class, 1 hour. Which topic? This theorem, this formula. How much he understood, how much she understood, how much he understood. Assess yourself. Differentiate them. Vaguely you can answer. Oh, मुझे मालूम है ये best student है, इनको मालूम होगा ही होगा. He is middle, he is average. Oh, this fellow I know, he was sleeping. So where is assessment? Where is assessment? So then think, what should be the high quality of a teacher to think in an angle of managing all type of such students in the classroom. We are all teachers, we have to talk about only education. I am not going beyond the education as far as quality is concerned. So now we shall discuss about what is this, what are these methods followed by whole world, not country level, whole world. How assessment is made. About student again. We are talking about student, teacher, college, education, only this much. So whole world thought how to make assessment of these students to evaluate them in their studies, in their behavior, in their examination, whatsoever you take, always. Plus, I could have told this little later, but plus, what do they make? Whole world, how he lives later. Live about 4 years. They have assessed, or they have assessment system to see how he lives later, how she lives later. What an assessment then. Who they? Who are those? Being teachers, this assessment related to student, related to teacher, related to college, related to education. We being educationalists, should we not know it? About how people assess in the whole world level. And again, assessment differs from place to place, country to country, university to university, teacher to teacher. Okay, so these assessments, to enhance the quality of any university or institute or anything, we had earlier, very long back, somewhere in 1954 or so, exactly I don't remember, 1954 or nearing 7-8 decades back. Easy way to give correct answer. 7-8 decades back. They thought how the education should progress further. Maybe in 1950s, they must have thought how education should be in 1970s, how it should be in 1980s, how it should be after the second century, or what do you call, 2000 onwards, something like that they must have thought. Then whole world accepted. I will show the slides one by one. Whole world accepted Washington Accord is the best method to follow. All assessments are there included in that. Washington Accord. There are such new accords have come up. Sydney Accord, UK Accord. Many such have come up. So this Washington Accord speaks what? Directly let us jump, because so many, what happened in 30 years, what happened in 40 years, we shall not discuss so much. Directly we shall think what is as on date now. They have generated their own graduate attributes. GA, graduate attributes. Irrespective of discipline or domain or field, engineering, medical, degree, whatever you take, education. They have made graduate attribute. Graduate. Soon he finishes his graduation, he should have so much before going for post-graduation. He should have so much. So they are called Washington Accord. Then who assessed or who said this is correct? Because just now I told 1.2 crores Delhi. Who assessed? Who said? Just like that, vaguely someone told. Is that the way then Washington Accord accepted? There are many signatories. I will show the list. Signatories in the whole world of different countries. They accepted. Yes, this is good. Looks to be good. Let's all follow. Let's make our institute, our college, our country in education system. So they went like this. Very good. So then who are those signatories? Can they make changes? Yes, they are only allowed to make changes or amendments or changes or whatever. They are only allowed. Then afterwards, they made accreditation system in the whole country of different countries. In the whole country of different countries. In the Europe, if you go, there are 3 stages. Accreditation stage 1, accreditation stage 2, and stage 3. In our country, if suppose we take, there are many again bodies for awarding the accreditations. We have only one stage. Applied, visited, accepted. No second visit, no third, no fourth. So then final answer, yes, your institute is having good quality. So this also way of processing depends on the signatories of the different countries to accept as a membership of that country. I will repeat. Signatory says India, what you are doing? Some other country educationalist will ask India, what you are doing? How quality is managed? what your accreditation system? No word of accreditation. We said so. They say, what is the quality of enhancement? How do you make educationalists or students or whatever? We said NBA we have, NAC we have, this system we follow. Recently NEP included. These are all connected to quality education in the country. They decides what is the procedure you follow, what all areas, what all the fields you question the institute for getting the accreditation. Then they see the process. Inspections are there for country, not institute, to make signatories of that. Your system is very good. UK system, Sydney, they have their own style of assessing and say awarding that institute to have a quality. So by seeing our system very recently, for post-graduation first, they made India as a signatory. We joined in exactly, again, I don't get, maybe in 1984 or so, or maybe 2004 or so. 14, good, 14. UG yet to come. And we are signatories now. So somewhere someone is assessing country's quality in education by some body, and they say this country is okay. Let us go to a undeveloped country where schools are not there, education is not there, people are just living, and here and there we find some schools. So now those bodies are the members of the signatories. They will decide like how to enhance this country particularly, and they have to keep in touch with them and then evaluate or evolve the education system in such countries. So there are varieties here: well-developed country, underdeveloping country, and undeveloped country. So these areas where education has to be. Then is it so important? Must for the whole human beings, I'm talking whole world and human beings. Is it must education? We shall stop education. Why this education? We shall go for field, earn our bread, live happily. Why this education? Big question in fact to say. Don't say suddenly answer, no sir, it is must. Big question actually first. And many high eminent personalities told, you want to assess your country not in terms of education. You want to know your country is having well-known developed level, first I will check your education system. If it is good, then I'll accept. So education is must then. It is must for us. Or else something like a illiterate fellow live just like that, go to forest, you get animals, you get birds, they don't know kindness, they don't know living style, they don't know relation, they don't know friendship, they don't know the style of living. They just like that live. Should we without such education? That happens because they don't have much education. Like we are all not, we are mammals, something like in a different system. And to say only human beings have got such a brain, and that has evolved. Someone says God has gifted, fine, but it is evolved stage by stage. And where we have reached, we are able to rule anything over the whole world. Human beings I'm talking, we are all together. Human beings, we can rule anything. Our word only carries. Forest has to listen, animals has to listen, soil has to listen, food has to listen, everything, car has to listen, transport has to listen, health has to listen, everything controlled by human beings. On what basis? Pure education. And they are assessing somewhere greed. Greed of the human beings. They need everything. High demand. ये भी चाहिए, वो भी चाहिए, ऐसे रहना, वो रहना, ये रहना, वो रहना, तो कहाँ लेके जाएगा हमको कल? Side effects of sustainability. Side effects of sustainability. So greed is also a major question. So in a balanced way, how country grows, that all depends on whom then? Politicians, government rules, norms, regulations, people style, many parameters comes in. to have such level. Let's come to education. Anybody? कहाँ आए हुए? Oh, ये open किया. Right. So let's discuss about, just to have a brief point of all those whole world signatories, Washington Accord, and then attributes, and then our own system, just to have a background so that from IoT technology, I thought bring you back all to, in general, to think the quality. Everything is included in this. Okay, this National Assessment and Accreditation Council, right? It is there in Bangalore, main office. Happy to say it is hardly 12 kilometers away from my house there. Many times I visited. Earlier director, Dr. S.C. Sharma, I worked under him for 1 year only. He was the Vice Chancellor of university and he became the director. Next slide, hai kaisa? Right, so in the NAC what happens? There are 7 criterias, right? We are converging ourselves to only a discussion about some accreditation system. There are 7 criterias talking about the different fields of education system in the campus, and assessment will be done by the visiting team and national accreditation body. These are the 7 criterias. I mean, the formation of this IQAC, Institute Quality Assurance Cell, right? Chairperson, teachers representing all levels, 1 member from the management, the senior administrative officer, 1 nominee from the local society or the trust, 1 nominee each of the employer, industrialists or stakeholders, 1 of the senior teacher as the, this is important, coordinator of IQAC. What are the roles, responsibilities, regulations of all these IQAC team of an institute? Internal Quality Assurance Cell. Internal, our own. I am not checking someone else. Our own institute. We are checking ourselves, Internal Quality Assurance Cell. They are the key persons standing at a place with those members. What they are doing, framing themselves for the whole academic year, this should happen. In terms of whatever you say, what should happen in this? Academics, administration, purchases, improvement, infrastructure, laboratories, conferences, name it, sports, games, cultural, whatever, name it, all managed by IQAC. And they are the decision makers, approvals given by them, and they say, yes, this is must. And how they change year wise, need of the hour again. Suppose we enhance some new addition of 1 more course or branch of the same college in some other place or some new emerging area, something like that. Then they decide what are the requirements of all this. Again, in what area? Again, recruitment, again, rooms, infrastructure, laboratories, all this. So the roles are so much. If you again widely broaden it, success and failure depends on IQAC. If they failed, who are the reasons? IQAC team is the reason. Good success, IQAC is the reason. This particular part failed by the institute, IQAC is the reason. Means they have to frame in such a fashion that everything is micro level, properly planned for the whole academic year. Then the system goes in a systematic way, right? Right, these are all 7 criterias. Many of you may be knowing it. And in the SSR, self-study report, we will be submitting part A, part B, part C in the self-study report. So this is for only I have mentioned for affiliating university, an institute affiliated to a university, that too for UG, undergraduate program only. There are many such tabular column in the portal. You can see it also. But you see, how it differs from UG to PG, university to college, affiliating college to the autonomous college, something like that. It goes in a different way. I will just brief you out. Suppose curricular aspect, we have given only 100. Why? We have not framed that. University said padhao, ye padhao, but you teach this. We did not. Whereas in affiliating university, it happens. If it is some autonomous or university, they themselves frame. Then they chuck more for that. Since we are, for example, this engineering institute under BTU, so whatever BTU says, we follow. So what assessment they can make, what question they can pose on this, so marks are only 100. When it goes to university, if suppose a NAC team is visiting university or autonomous institute, or they'll ask first, who framed this university, curriculum, visa, how, this is the procedure, 200 marks, 150 marks, depending on university. So ours is just 100. Why? We are not much related to or connected to framing all such. So that is how it goes. Now this one, teaching learning process, that to UG. If it is PG, it goes down. No teaching there. Who teaches almost in PG, except few theory subjects, 1 or 2, all in the laboratory, all in the projects, all in the learning, in that system only. Research. PG meant for research. For affiliating university, they assess with 350 marks, not for university, not for the affiliating, autonomous college, not for the university of private type. I'm talking about not the government side, it's a private side. So then they assess for only 200 marks. What is this teaching and all for undergraduate or postgraduate? For postgraduate, no teaching. It should be towards debate and discuss. No curriculum for that much of it. It should be under research area. You should present publish number of papers, books, research work. Then they assess accordingly the marks. So this will be less there in that. But for us, it is 350. Now research in just see such a low value. Because it is undergraduate, we are just a kid. 12th standard fellow, by 4 years you will become an engineer. But after that, it must be evaluated for higher value. So for others, this research and all, this will reduce, this will increase. This may be 150 to 200, I have that system also. This may go up to 250 or so, research. Infrastructure, no need, and even in the other way, it is just a common, whether it is UG, PG, student support and progression. This is 140 for the colleges. Governance, leadership, this is also must, but here it is less, and it differs there because you need good governance there, because it's a research work, post-graduation, PhD, so many things, other areas. Values and best practice, like this. So put together, 1000 mark is assessed by NAC and say, you are good. So much marks you got. And in that also, you also can assess, is it so important? Shall we think more? If this is very, very good, okay, it is good college. Cannot be. Infrastructure everywhere. I can make even this one with a very pretty thing. Engineers have become? No. It needs to be assessed more for teaching, learning, student support, maybe research somewhere area, enough. This also not already ready, fixed thing. So these areas, minimum points they fix up. If you don't get minimum marks in these criteria, you will not be allowed to get the assessment process. This is how grade points are made. If you, this is four scale grade. 3.5 plus above, up to 4, A++. Very rare institutes available in country having a A++ grade, but rather, shall I use the word unfortunate, since 2 years, sudden jump of A++ colleges. Sudden means sudden jump. Example to quote, 8 years, 10 years back, hardly finger counting, 3, 4, 10, 12, A++ grade. Thinking about IITs or IIC, something like that. So well reputed university they used to get. Now most of them, they are getting it. Maybe they must have improved, but can we compare IISc since 100 years? Tata Institute called earlier. Indian Institute of Science was called Tata Institute. Tata company has gifted that land, gifted that building, and they even now, if you go and ask, they call Tata Circle, Tata College, Tata Institute. IISc we all call educationalist. So that type of grade they used to get. Can we compare IISc with some university. Anyway, they have got it. We shall appreciate and accept even. So anyway, these are all different grades, and this is not accredited. Less than 1.5 out of 4 scale. So minimum one institute should have any one of these two to at least call recognized one. Okay. National assessment and, okay, this one, assessment and accreditation process. These are all higher educational institute. What is the procedure? This is the procedure actually, the process. This is the process. We have to take step by step, one by one. Higher education institute registration, institutional information for quality assessment. This is IIQA submission and self-study report of this, from this stage to this stage, second to third. It is a gap of nearing 2 months. We have to apply first IIQA, Institute Internal Quality Assurance or the assessment data. Then they say, yes, your IIQA is approved. Then we can submit SSR with a fee, and then SSR QNM and QLM. There are two values here. This is quantitative matrix. This is qualitative matrix. I gave just now an example like 3 into 2 is equal to 6 is quantitative. Population of Delhi is qualitative. We cannot. So out of 300 students, how many got placed or how many passed? Very easily you can say out of 300, 212 students passed. Perfect answer, quantitative. 7 conferences conducted in different fields. Same students attended all the 7. 30 students was the strength. Now tell roll number 1 how much he gained the knowledge. Roll number 13, how much he gained the knowledge. Roll number 17, how much he gained the knowledge. Nowhere. We cannot say that they are all qualitative analysis. So these two will be given to us, quantitative and qualitative assessments. And this is peer team visit. This peer team visit makes for only qualitative matrix assessment. This, according to our SSR submission, this will be done. This is 70%. This is 30%. So this 70% of this data is assessed by NAC office in the Bangalore. And of course, not in the office of the Bangalore itself. They distribute to the different eminent senior professors, personalities and all. They assess by going through our submission of data. How submission of data is made? Huge number of questionnaires. One after the other, one after. What is your strength? This much. How many subjects? This much. How many examinations? This much. What is that? That means full data they will collect up to the final answer, like how many placed or whatever. Then based on that, they will assess and give marks. So that is how assessment is done. And lastly, they calculate the grade. This is how the grade is calculated. This is the grade calculation. Now, so if I go now, how higher education institute, I think it will take, because I'm planning to go for NBA, planning to go for NEP. So how this higher education institute registers, this is the procedure. I will not take into this. Then IIQA submission, how we have to fill the IIQA form. It is there in the portal, and pay fee, the submission, verification by this, and then they say accept IIQA. SSR submission, self-study report. Again, it gives some time for us. In this, we have 2 types. Student satisfaction survey process after submitting SSR. Then data validation and verification. This important stage comes only after SSS. If student says this quality, they assess through students. They don't intimate to the institute. They directly contact the student of the institute and ask them with good number of questionnaires. Answer this, yes, no, then what is your answer, something like that. You have to answer this or give a statement or like this. So nearing then, they first give 300 such student selection. They themselves will make rapid, just without randomly they choose, without any particular conditions. They simply pass on the messages to all of them through mails. Then the questionnaires will be answered. Now some student answer, some doesn't answer. That has to reach minimum 10% of the total strength of yours. If 300, if you reach, no, then again another 200 they shoot, then again they assess. If again not there, again another 300 they shoot, or 800 or something, then they assess, right? So based on that, so once it is done, student satisfaction survey means what answers students have given. If it is negative side or it is not good answer, then they say your SSS is failed. They will not further go. So once they accept, then they start data validation and verification. What is this data? In the SSR, we have submitted all relevant data of the 7 criteria, and then stage wise they evaluate, and if any questions are there, they pose back to the institute, and we have to re-answer, resubmit, reattachments and all that should be made. And once they are satisfied and they assess mark, this much marks can be given. So based on this is data of quantitative matrix, not qualitative, quantitative matrix. They ask only, you said 1,500 students are there and different disciplines are so much, and each individual student so and all that. If I total up, I am getting 1,440, but you are saying 1,500 students. So put together it is not matching. The question comes to us saying that you have to answer for this one. Now we have to say some answer, whatever the answer you have. So 4 left or some problem, something like that. So some answers. So then this is not there actually, it is very rare, and this is about the paper publications, research works and all that. So then the SSR updated with inputs from student satisfaction survey, data verification and validation, and implement. Implement is this. DVU process, they ask the question queries and all that, we have to answer back, recommends data, whatever. Right, student satisfaction survey, 10% of this either 100 or 500 responses, and depends on it. If it is college, 100, if it is university, 500. Implement is nowadays not taken into. Qualitative and quantitative matrices, then QNM, then pre-qualifier at this stage, but there is a lot difference between pre-qualifier of NBA and pre-qualifier of NAC. Lot difference. Why? Very beginning, 10 to 15% of the stage of NBA, you get the pre-qualifier approved. 10 to 15% of the stage of the NBA. Here in the NAC, 70 to 80% of the work is done. Now they say your pre-qualifier, you are now approved to go further ahead. If suppose you don't get after 70 or 80% of the stage of the work of your NAC and you don't get the pre-qualifier approved, then you have to forego all those work efforts done. This difference is there. Then the grade declaration is there. Okay, देखो दूसरा है क्या? नहीं, this one is not there. Okay, दूसरा ले लो. Number 1 में क्या है देखो? Since it is a vast discussion of NAC, NBA and NEP, so I try to short down many things, cut down the other answers and then club together for a smaller part. Let me just try. Cancel कर दो. Number 1. So I was talking about Washington Accord. Just I have collected. Right, these are the signatories. This is Washington Accord. The Washington Accord is an international agreement between bodies responsible for accrediting engineering degree programs. I have made a highlight of this. There are much explanation. So this is Washington Accord. It is only for engineering more into. And they are talking more into engineering. Who? The bodies who are responsible for accrediting engineering colleges. Means there are 2 portions. One side body is there, another side engineering college is there. Of that country. So this is how Washington Accord is made. And who are those signatories? Signatories have full rights of participation in the accord. Who are those? Korea, Russia, Malaysia, China, South, like this. It goes, strength goes like this. Hong Kong, so and so. So somewhere here in India also will come. Yes. represented by National Board of Accreditation, NBA, in 2014. Yes, it is there. Like this. So we are into now in 2014, hardly 6 plus to 8 years back, 9 years back. So before that, someone was ruling. Ruling means they are guiding us. ऐसा नहीं कर सकते आप. नहीं, this is not allowed. Now we can decide and say again, sir, this is what we are upgrading ourselves to enhance the quality of the institutes. Then ACAD will accept. Soon after that, once the signatories team was visiting India, maybe I think because of Corona, it did not happen. I'm not sure. Okay, next karo. Maybe close kar do. Yes, I was talking about graduate attributes. We call them here in engineering institutes program outcomes. We call them program outcomes. In general word, if you say to signatories or some countries program outcomes, they don't understand. They say graduate attributes, GA. Both are same, and it is common throughout for these signatories. If you go to some, then they say there are 12 such graduate, many of you know. Engineering graduates will be able to, when after a degree, they will be able to get all this information or the knowledge in their mind. There are many: engineering knowledge, problem analysis, design, investigations of the complex problems, modern tools, engineering and society, environmental and sustainability, ethics, right? Then individual and teamwork, communication, project management and finance, lifelong learning. Now think what these signatories have done then, what they have assessed in all the areas. And somewhere design is there, somewhere learning is there, somewhere ethics are there, somewhere basics are there, somewhere lifelong question is there. So they have thought of each and every point where one human being who has become engineer, how his behavior should be throughout his life. They have connected with so many other areas. You can just think, see this one, lifelong learning. Now I am already 65. मेरा तो सर्विस 40 साल हो गया. मुझे क्या सिखा रहा है आप? Nothing of that. They thought this lifelong learning, because life is changing. With what pace? With what pace? No one is catching up. So what I learned long back, and now if I wish to implement, so keep learning. So this point is also included. Ethics is another one. In the same classroom, I taught the students the electronic course, and clearly I told them how atomic bomb can be prepared. Everybody knows. Oh, it is so easy. These are only material required. मैं bomb उड़ा सकता हूँ. Ethics. We should teach students not only atomic bomb and how to handle, how to use, what is your role in that. Ethics included. So like this, you can think any point, even if you go beyond basics, knowledge, right? Problem analysis, design thinking. There is another, I think I'll come later, that is called a 6 stages of learning. Bloom's taxonomy, which is a very vital one. It has come in 1956. So, and changes have been occurred many times. So that we'll speak about these stages. We call them POs here. Okay? That's why I shortened everything wherever possible to talk to you and all. If I open, I'll get 100 pages. Not 100 even, any numbers. Next क्या है? Number है? 3 number. Yeah, I came to Bloom's taxonomy only. So what it really speaks, हम क्लास ले लिया, एक सब्जेक्ट के लिए 40 पीरियड हो गया, पूरा सेमेस्टर हो गया, 2 टेस्ट लिया, पास भी हो गया, कोई फेल हो गया, फिर भी इनको पढ़ाया, ये हो गया, वो हो गया. देखो क्या हुआ इनको. आप तो पढ़ाया, मैं चेक करता हूँ. Let me check what you have made. Oh, this is the body, this is the engineer. Okay, let me check. Bloom's taxonomy talks about this. What you have made, what your product is, and how it should have been. So now at least we can think this Bloom's taxonomy to be applied by the teachers in the classroom to make students in these angles. There are 6 stages. I need not go, I told 1956, yeah, in the Chicago, right? Anyway, these are the stages. Just see how it, अरे जरा कर सकते क्या? Remembering, understanding, applying, analyzing, evaluating, and creating. These are the different stages. Again, I can quote examples so that easily you can understand. What is remembering? There is one formula, a plus b whole square is equal to a square plus b square plus 2ab. बस हो गया, मैं remember किया. हाँ, check करो कितना weight है तुम्हारा knowledge. वैसा. Just remembering will not do anything. That will not help us. Yes, it is a remembering. It should. You should. Then next stage, then next stage, next stage. At the end, where you have to read, do something very special. Create something. Creativity, mind has to come in the minds of the students. By how? By the way how you impart such education to students in the classroom. Are students are also sitting here? How come?
These are the student coordinators.
Okay, okay. So we are all giving secrets of ours to them.
Yes, sir. They must know that what is POs, what is the learning process. That's why they are sitting here.
If it is so, then electronic students must have been called, because very 2 months later they are applying for the.
It is better because if they are learning all the processes, someone asks about the what is POs, they better to sit in the.
So far, any questions? Because teachers we know very well, especially from students. Nothing means I'll go ahead. Sir, class में ऐसे पढ़ाते नहीं. No problem, no problem. That is what the improvement. We are not saying 2007 कॉलेज शुरू किया, उधर से उसी दिन से ऐसे ही आते आ रहे हैं, नहीं, बिल्डअप करते आ रहे हैं हम. So we are learning. Lifelong learning is one of the attribute, right? So we keep doing that. So this is how understanding the thing. Why this a plus b whole square is equal to so? Understand the thing. Like 2 times I multiplied, this one I added, a square b square is cancelled, one is plus, another is minus, I cancelled, I summed up a plus b and a plus b 2 times, something like that. So this is understanding, knowing it, and where it is implemented, where it is Pythagoras theorem. Yes, x square plus y square is equal to z square, 3 square plus 4 square is equal to 5 square, 9 plus 16 is equal to 25. Understanding. I'm giving small example, but whole subject of yours, microprocessor, your C++, whatever it is, understand the things first. And then next stage, apply. Use this. I said maybe C++ of your program, this can, mobile technology, apply this, your logic into the mobile technology, apply yours into robot. So just learning is not enough. Apply. So this is next stage. Then analyze. Apply किया, सोचा था हम ये बनेगा, ये बन गया. हो सकते, right? So you have to assess yourself. Then what is really correct answer at the end to reach that? Good hurdles, good efforts, good journey, everything. That is also learning. That is also learning there, right? So that is to be analyzed. What you have done. Then evaluate. Oh, ऐसा करना था, नहीं किया था, ऐसे किया, हाँ ये हो गया. So next time हम होशियार रहेंगे. ये किया तो वैसे करना, वैसे, something like that. These are all some ways of analyzing ourselves as a teacher, as a student, as a learner, whomever you are. So that should be assessed. Evaluating, and at the end, so far we have stopped. Who knows, Bloom's taxonomy may enhance further. So now create something. What you have done, need of the public. Again, I'll go back, small example. No, example like 40 साल पहले हम कुछ कम्युनिकेट करना, बात करना था, तब भी C++ था, C+ था, नहीं तो कुछ प्रोग्राम होगा, नहीं तो कुछ होगा. उस टाइम पे चेंजेस हो गया है. उस दिन बहुत डिफिकल्ट था कम्युनिकेट करने के लिए. हो सकते थे हम लेटर लिखते थे, नहीं तो वो ग्रामोफोन कुछ है ना ऐसा पुराना, तो वो भी हफ्ते दिन वेट करने के बाद एक चांस मिलता था. अब देखो, मोबाइल हाथ में है, कितना आवर्स चाहिए आप एक फ्रेंड को एक फ्रेंड बात करने के लिए, कितना आवर्स चाहिए? आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट दोज डेज, 15 डेज। अब आवर्स में आएंगे, ओहो छोड़ दो, मिनट्स में आएंगे, नहीं नहीं छोड़ दो, सेकेंड्स में आएंगे। सो इट इज इम्प्रूव्ड। दैट्स लेवल इज कॉल्ड, लाइक समवेयर क्रिएट समथिंग वेरी स्पेशल। ओके, 40 इयर्स बैक वो बात किया, आज का बात कर रहे हैं आप, मोबाइल वो है, टीवी है, कम्युनिकेशन है, सिस्टम है वगैरह, माइक्रोवेव, व्हाटएवर, लीव इट। टॉक अबाउट 2050, talk 2060, what you expect the creativity should do. Engineers will have their own dream, because I am expert in this, I'm robotic fellow, I'm a computer fellow, I'm a electronics fellow, I'm a electrical fellow, something like that. So they have their own dreams, they expect 2015 में मेरा टॉपिक है ना, मेरा सब्जेक्ट है ना, मेरा डोमेन है ना, ये होगा। That creativity, maybe robo may think, people just imagine it's just a statement, but it happens. My statement is, due to the robotics, people, they don't walk, they fly like a bird. They fly like a bird, not far away. 40 साल पहले बोलो, 2 सेकंड में मैं इधर से इंग्लैंड का मेरा फ्रेंड से फोन करता हूं, हंसता था उस दिन 40 साल पहले। क्या बात कर रही है, बेकार है भाई, इनके सामने मत जाओ, एक सिर खाएगा। Am I right in Hindi? It has turned into truth now. So even if you say सिर खाएगा, मुझे बोले तो भी मैं छोड़ने वाला नहीं। 2050 में you will fly. You will fly. ट्रैफिक प्रॉब्लम नहीं होगा। So imagine the world in 200, 300 years from now. I'm not talking 20 years. You will not be there. We will not be there. Fine. Our life is so short. What would whole world turn into? What new technologies will come? ये आपका मेल, ये इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स है, क्या है, छोड़ो, कुछ नहीं है उस दिन का, क्या आएगा मालूम नहीं। Who invent this? Nobody knows. So all this will come under this heading, creativity. Things evolve like a huge thing, place to place, mind to mind, discussion to discussion. You must have known, like, mathematics. You know, mathematics head, very well-known personality, lived only for 32 years. He presented his well-known paper in one page. One page. Publication, got awarded, such a level. Means it need not be a bookish, like a 200 page, 300 page and all, to put a logic or idea of yours or a thought of yours or guessing technology improvement of yours. It can be anything. So things will change drastically, very drastically. And mathematics, in any discipline you take, is the analyzing tool, answer giving tool. Analysis, yes or no बोलने के लिए, answer giving, यही करो, mathematics देगा आप. So somewhere these technologies will change. हो गया? हाँ, these are the stage. नीचे लाओ. We study from bottom. Bas. We study from bottom. First stage, second stage, third stage. What happens here also is given. Many of us have, what is happening? Just recognize, recalling facts. I'll quote small example of recalling and relate the same example of mine to your knowledge remembrance. मेरा second standard, आपका second standard कब हुआ? 40 साल पहले? हाँ? आपको मेमोरी है, मेरा फ्रेंड है ना, नाम भी मालूम है, वो कैसा शर्ट पहनता था वो भी मालूम है, इनका घर कैसा था वो भी मालूम है, कैसे खेलते थे हम वो भी मालूम है, याद है, मालूम नहीं है, याद है, राइट? उसमें क्या हुआ था वो याद है, इतना याद होगा, पत्थर, ट्री, street, someone has come, is there in front of your picture, even now you recall, that is just recalling the things. Even now, as I told, some formula, recall the things. That is there. Yes, that memory capacity God has gifted. And I was telling in the class, one human being brain hardly works for 4% of its capacity. Another 96% is vacant. खाली है, मतलब काम नहीं कर रहे. So you can fill up anything you want. You can't say that मेरा तो एक डिग्री हो गया, बस इसमें मास्टर भी हो गया, पीएचडी कर रहा हूँ, कल परसों हो जाएगा, बस हो गया मेरा. ये सब 2% में 3% में एम्प्टी हो गया बस, और 90+% खाली पड़ा है, कुछ तो यूज करो. Anyway, these are all remembering. Then understand the things, facts. This word is important, facts. What really understanding means just knowing it, the real facts, why this is remembered and this one. Applying the facts, rules, concepts and ideas. Analyze, then after applying this, break down the information, you concept like evaluate, judging yourself, that value of this, and then create, combining parts to make a new whole or new energy or new system. This is what the Bloom's taxonomy talks. Okay? Next. Very brief I have brought, but still I am in NBA and NAC. Okay. Next level of this is rubrics. What you mean by first word rubrics? Rubrics is a teacher. I'm talking only education, that is teacher and student. That's why I use many times. Rubrics is for industry also. Rubrics is for anywhere, even politics also. Everywhere you can go apply this rubrics. So I'm talking about teacher-student relationship. What rubrics? I told I have conducted tests for 60 students. 20 out of 20, 7 students. 19 out of 20, 12 students. 15 out of example. Like these are all some answer. Then I have to grade them. 20 out of 20 fellow must be a different fellow than 8 out of 20 fellow. Absent fellow. Think. So this is used for rubrics. In this way, we can assess the rubrics. What we say? Best, marvelous, excellent, average, good, very poor, not acceptable at all. These are all the examples of the rubrics. We make all these analysis for the students. Anywhere you can apply. Daily life of yours. सोचो Sunday क्या किया, Saturday क्या किया, assess yourself and say ये हफ्ते बहुत अच्छा चला, ये हफ्ते बेकार चला, this I did not learn, unluck for me, whatever. So there also you can apply. So rubrics are those. Rubrics is an assessment tool that clearly indicates achievement. क्या किया, क्या achieve किया. आगे बढ़ो. These are all things like low, one rubrics. There are 100,000 rubrics. Anything you can frame your own rubrics and put in Y direction one answer of yours and put in the X direction of answer of yours. So what? Low, I put for this course content. I put low, then adequate, then high, then very high level. So for this course content, topic is course content, I put these 4. Again next, communication and network, I put again this. Right? Then again for this problem and solving, again these 4. So this is all one set of rubrics. What we do in the vertical direction, we have normally 20 to 25 assessment areas. And in the horizontal direction, you can either you have 3, even rubrics 1, 2, 3 is also okay. Mention 1, good. 2, average. 3, not good, maybe. Or you can have 7, 8 parameters. Bifurcate them. If you make larger and larger, your assessment quality is good. You will get the graph in a different way. If it only 3, like this, हो गया. मगर 7, ऐसा हो सकता है, ऐसा हो सकता है, ऐसा हो सकता है. So then, by seeing the graph, you can understand where we stand. Next. So, graduate attributes, Bloom's taxonomy, rubrics, like this. Right? You have to keep in mind as a teacher. Implementing them is a 2 days work, 2 years work, 2 decades work. I say 2 lives work. Right? We have to come back to implement such a high level of kya hai? Anyway, now almost it is done. Now, pre-qualifier for national NBA part. What is this pre-qualifier? What we apply? When to start with an institute? First, we have to register. I will come to that NAC also. What is the procedure of registering and all that? So this part is a pre-qualifier. I told NBA pre-qualifier within 10-15% of the work you will get the answer. Whereas for NAC pre-qualifier you get only after submission of SSR, evaluating of QNM, quantitative matrix. QLM only they say, wait, I'll give you pre-qualifier, anyway you have, once you get pre-qualifier, take it granted you will get any one grade. A or A plus or whatever, B plus or B, whatever one grade you are assured. And depends what grade. Now again the peer team visit will be there, 30% of the quantitative matrix analyzed, and they visit really and cross-check the quantitative matrix here also. Doesn't mean that they have assessed and given. They'll check even here also. So then they decide and putting into a committee all that. So what is this pre-qualifier then? There are part A again, very general, name of the institute, address. आगे नहीं जा रहा है क्या? ऐसा है क्या? तुम ही करना करो. Right, wait. Right, so like contact details, name of the next, type of the institution again, it is affiliated or something like that we have to mention. Ownership like self-financed, right? Government side or anything, central government, whatever. Then student admission here. It is given an example like what is CAY? Current academic year. For this, they have given it, means they must have generated this file in 2019. So if you are filling up, it will become 23-24. This will become 23-24. CAY, current academic year, 23-24. Then 1 year back, M1 means -1. So 23 becomes 22, 24 becomes 23. So 22-23. Previous to that, 21-22. Previous to that, 20-21. Again, previous to that, 19-20. So this 19-20 will become -5 there. Anyway, so this is one sample they have shown. Sanctioned intake, if it is 60. Number of students admitted, 59. Whatever you can fill up. Next. Here it is written, current academic year -1. Okay, campus information, right? Next, it is just a format. Part B, I want part B. Wait, right. So part B, it is about the programs, what all you have in the institute. And major difference you must know. What is difference between NBA and NAC? First of all, right? NBA is assessed for only one program. Electronics, computer science, information technology, अलग. अप्लाई किया तो भी 3 बार अप्लाई करना 3 प्रोग्राम के लिए, एक ही बार विजिट होगा, दैट इज डिफरेंट इशू. बट फॉर NAC इट इज फॉर द होल कैंपस इंक्लूडिंग academics, hostel facilities, infrastructure, your best practices. That is also one important one which carries more mark in the NAC. Best practices. What is best practice? We quoted in this institute, best practice of ours is we depute students to foreign universities. बहुत अच्छा काम है, right? So Europe countries as well as Thailand. So best practices. Like this we have to create based on that. So NBA is for only one program of that college and NAC is for the complete campus. Right here we are filling about program particular. You see here, to be filled separately for all the programs applied for. If suppose I apply for 4 times I have to fill up this form. 4 times I have to fill. Part A is common for all the 4, but part B changes. The tabular columns really speaks. Next. B2, student admission. Again, year-wise. About the faculty members, how many are there, name of them, PAN number, qualification, all the details will be there. Next. This is for NBA I am talking. Availability of faculty, professors how many, associate professor how many, assistant professor how many of them are PhDs, right? Detail of the head of the department. Because it is goes to one department, so only head of the department name will come, right? Computer science head, electronics head, IT head, mechanical head, like this it will come. About his details. Next, this is admissions. Yes, this one is a SF, student faculty ratio. It says, ACT says, for one teacher there must be 25 students, or other way, reverse we have to call. For every 25 students there must be a one teacher. Suppose 100 students are there in the campus, 4 teachers must be there. 1000 students are there, 40 teachers must be there. Like this. But best is 1:20. Best is 1:20. Then in place of 40 for 1000 students, if you make 50, it's good. Like this. So This figure will give you like student, this is student teacher ratio or SFR it is called now. T जगह में F किया faculty बोलते बस. Student teacher ratio or student faculty ratio, right? So this year wise they call. Next. Next, and desirability something, yes, it has come here. Pre-qualifiers, that is compliance of this. Essential qualifiers and desirable will come one by one. We have to simply say yes, no, current status, something like that. About vision, mission, high क्या नहीं, ACT का approval high क्या नहीं, ये common questions है. Next, admission कितना percentage है? Minimum 50% रहे तो हम apply कर सकते, नहीं तो नहीं कर सकते. Apply कर सकते और आपका pre-qualifier failure हो जाएगा. In spite of having, नहीं, आप बोले थे ना 1000 में 50 रखो, मैं तो 100 रखा हूँ भाई. मगर एडमिशन कितना है देखो पहले, आपका 100 टीचर के जगह में 50 बच्चे आए तो एक बच्चे के लिए 2 टीचर लड़ेगा, तो मेरा है. So there is no use of getting less admission. So minimum 50%. Next, this is what SFR, student faculty ratio. This is desirable ones. रह तो अच्छा है. Must, essentials one, रहना ही है. So this रह तो और अच्छा है, तो हम और award करेंगे. These are all things like. Next. बस हो गया. This is about pre-qualifier. Once you apply this, you should know the pleasant part of it. Suppose let us plan today or tomorrow morning, all of us, let's submit one department pre-qualifier, keeping all the data ready in the hand. Because to collect them, it takes 15 days or 1 month or so to all the information. Say 15 days. So we have collected all those ready. Tomorrow we start part A, fill up, part B, fill up, and necessary fee is there. Fill up in the portal only. Fill up that. Within 2 hours, you'll get the answer, which was not there earlier. Within 2 hours, says pre-qualifier approved. 2 hours, because it is a not replying type of mail. What do you call them? No, auto-generated something. Yes, it gives answer straight away within 2 hours. And by evening you can check, yes, this institute of this program got the pre-qualifier. Whereas NAC, it takes minimum 3 months or so. Anyway, NBA, wide karo jara. Plus कर दो. हाँ? नहीं होगा, ठीक है. So this is full SAR. How to fill up SAR in the NBA? I'm talking about self-assessment report. SAR. How to fill up all these? There are good number of parts. Part A, Part B, Part C, and all. Guidelines are there. Book is there. You have to think about all. Then just imagine, because we are talking about the quality, then what parameters they have checked around here? What are the areas they have touched upon? And is it all quality related? How much areas they have touched upon? Fields, student concerned, faculty concerned, infrastructure concerned, policies concerned, vision, mission statements concerned, and governance concerned, finance concerned, budgets, and library, anything you take, even how hostel is, how your washrooms are there, how your facilities of, removing your dust or the waste leaves and whatever it is that are falling down, everything, how you convert into the manure, because you are all technocrats. You only should think more about environment. You only should think more about the sustainability, further growth and all that. I cannot expect a farmer or a business fellow or some fellow standing in the bus stand, देखो भाई ये नहीं किया, मेरा क्या post. So we are all technocrats. These points they have touched upon. So these are the points one by one. Let us see. This is part A, institutional information we have to fill up. Part B, criteria summary, that is 7 criteria. These are all coming. This is part B. This starts part B. First criteria. This is there in the 8th page. It talks about vision, mission, program, educational objectives. Okay, time is there. Okay, next. Program, curriculum and teaching process. Course outcomes and program outcomes. You must be knowing CO, PO. What CO again? Let us discuss here only. PO already have seen, that is graduate attributes. 12 points are there. Then CO, course. And sometimes what happens, in my experience, many misunderstand what is course, what is program, what is subject, what is department, what is area of the discipline that you are taking. they get confused so many. Programs comes under computer science program. Department, engineering department. Under engineering department, I have a program called computer science. Under basic degree, we have commerce. I have what you call under the art program, this is the department is art and culture or something. Under that I have a archery. So department and program, no, that understanding is important. I cannot say I have applied for computer science department. नहीं वो इंजीनियरिंग डिपार्टमेंट है, उसमें आपका कंप्यूटर साइंस आया, इसमें इंजीनियरिंग डिपार्टमेंट में आपका इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स आया. अगेन इंजीनियरिंग डिपार्टमेंट, हमारा तो सिर्फ इंजीनियरिंग डिपार्टमेंट ही है इधर, दूसरा एमबीए नहीं है हमारा, दूसरा ऐसा कुछ यही कॉलेज में दूसरा तो नहीं है, तो एमसीए होगा. So they are all coming under different departments, right? So in that we have to see now each course, each department, and under that one program. For example, let us take computer science. We have 8 semester courses. Courses means subjects, you can call. First semester, 5 plus 5 subject plus 4 plus 4 laboratories, whatever. Then second, then third, then fourth, fifth, up to 8th. So many subjects, theory subjects, so many laboratories you have to teach. And each one has got its own value. This is where whole core of the learning for the engineers or engineering graduate by the teachers depends on now. What are these subjects? 40 to 45 subjects, 25 to 30 laboratories, and projects will come, implementation will come, what is that, conferences will come, visit of industries will come, internships will come, they are all separate. So put together. So now this is what we do for all the 4 years. So every subject, otherwise it is called course, will have course outcomes. What is this outcome? If suppose I take some programming language in your computer science, or after studying this course for 40 periods taught by a teacher, I learned this, I can do this much I know. I can compare this learning of this course compared to the earlier related to this, maybe mathematics, maybe physics or something like that towards the basic. So this connection is called course outcome. What you learned, what you know by this course, only one course out of 45 I am talking. So we'll have 4 or 5 answers for that. I learned this, yes, I learned this, something. For example, if I take ratios of a mathematics, ratios, right? That is x divided by y is more than or less than 1, more than 1. So many, I can relate this ratio to some calculations of this. I learned this much I know. If you give population of this and this, I can calculate. I know the ratio and how it varies. Is it plus side, minus side, it is falling down or increasing? Yes, this I know. These are all course outcomes. By studying all those, I learned these things. Then imagine for one course, if you have, let us take 5 course outcomes, 45 subjects I am learning into 5. 240 to 50 course outcomes, very highly knowledgeable. Don't say sir 450 मतलब आपका brain 50% fill up हो गया होगा, 3% है 40%, मतलब so many outcomes are there. So how best an engineer student learns in the 4-year period, right? And then these outcomes implement later, apply for, use for your placement, use for your career tomorrow, something like that. So these will come in the course outcomes. Program outcomes are nothing but graduate attributes. 12 points in this, each subject 5, or otherwise I'll call 240 to 250 outcomes. These are all 12 common throughout the world. Like next criteria is student performance, faculty information and contribution, facilities and technical support, continuous improvement. These are all major one for part B. Part A is about institute, part B is about all criterias. Then institute level, next criteria, 8th criteria, first year performance, then student support systems, governance, institutional support, and financial resources. And they have given marks like this. Next, part C is about declaration, and then annexure 1 is nothing but this attributes which is given there, and program specific outcomes which I did not discuss. Out of these course outcomes of one subject or whole program, that way we shall go. I said 45 subjects are there. 45 subjects are there. Under what program? Computer science program. Under what department? Engineering department. Now tell me, degree हो गया क्या? हाँ, डिग्री मिल गया क्या? हो अनाउंस किया, कितना परसेंट हो गया? तो बोलो तुम क्या एक्सपर्ट है, किस में एक्सपर्ट है? So he has to point out some important key points. This comes under specific outcomes. प्रोग्राम का, कंप्यूटर साइंस का स्पेसिफिक आउटकम्स आएगा. कितना हो सकते? 3, 4, 5 हो सकते, ज्यादा नहीं है. So that means there are varieties like graduate attributes, course outcomes, program outcomes is nothing but graduate attributes. Then after course outcomes, specific outcomes. Like this we can even club together and see ये आए तो ये मैच होगा क्या? कोर्स में एक सब्जेक्ट लर्न किया में ये ब्लूम टेक्सोनॉमी में मैच होगा क्या? ये रूब्रिक्स में कैसे मैच होता? So like this we can start comparing each other. हो गया? Next. Oh, ये तो बहुत लंबा वाला है, nearing 500 पेज. So this is form. I'll not go into this, how to fill up form and all. No need. No need of this. It's a full page of it. I've collected. Next, ले लो. Any questions in the middle? If you ask, good for me, so that I can gauge myself, assess myself. I'm talking little correct or talking little understandable level. No questions means everything understood or nothing understood? Huh? Why? ये नहीं है क्या?
Someone asked.
Okay. Ask them.
Anyone have a question? Suppose, sir, I have a question first.
Okay.
So you are saying that, sir, rubrics will help the faculty members, but I cannot understand that how the rubrics will help the students. Because for us, for me, it is a assessment is there. We can assess the student. We will give the assignments and we will check the assignments. We will.
I said rubrics can be applied anywhere. You are applying as a teacher.
As a teacher.
He can apply as a student.
That's why I'm asking on behalf of the student.
Okay.
So how the rubrics will apply on.
I told example already. ये हफ्ते कैसे चला मेरा? Assess there. Monday what happened? I attended only 3 periods out of 7. Next day I attended all the periods. So I understood this subject. I discussed with teacher. I went to library. I discussed with my friends, parents, talk किया, मम्मी बात किया, कुछ भी. Assess करो, हफ्ते कैसे चला. It is common, need not be student alone, teacher alone, whomever, even a petty business fellow also can assess himself saying that आज क्या हुआ मेरा. वही rubrics है. Rubrics मतलब कितना हम कितना divide करते हैं ना, तब आपका assessment खुद का अच्छा ही होगा. Put 7-8 parameters.
Because
or if you keep only 2, good, bad. तो आंसर इतना अच्छा नहीं मिलेगा. Yes.
on the student side, because students want that this is like study is not only a part of their life. So placements is also be there, like future is also be there, study is also be there, university exam, midterm exam, daily assessments, practicals. It means how to use rubrics in that manner.
Okay, right. I'll talk to students then, in the sense, in the student perspective. They are assessing themselves without calling rubrics. परसों प्लेसमेंट है मेरा, कितना प्रिपरेशन किया वो खुद आंसर करेगा. मतलब नहीं प्रिपरेशन ही नहीं है, कैसे फेस करो इसको. रूब्रिक्स हो गया उधर, अच्छा किया हमें. Questions were given by placement officer to me 20. How many have prepared? ये मालूम है, ये जरा मालूम नहीं है. शाम को मैं टीचर को बात करके ले लेता हूं मैं. रूब्रिक्स हो गया. So where
feedback
themselves, not by others, themselves. This is rubrics. The same way teacher is assessing who is good, bad and all. Why to tell to others? You can tell to students by making yourself assessment first. Same that's why I told rubrics is meant for everything. Had you seen that definition of the rubrics in the beginning? It is a common one. It's not, but we are applying as engineering teachers. We are applying for that. This way, anybody, anywhere you can apply. इवन छोटा काम के लिए रूब्रिक्स अप्लाई कर सकते हैं. मैं बाइक में 30 किलोमीटर गांव जा रहा हूं, वह क्या स्टार्टिंग से रीच होने तक छोटा, उधर भी अप्लाई कर सकते हैं. तो ये आधा घंटे टाइम दिया था मुझे पहुंचने के लिए, थक गया था, बीच में मैं चाय के लिए रुका. डिसीजन आपका है. तो 30 मिनट हो गया, 35 minutes. Now assess yourself why you went wrong. So like this, rubrics can be applied even to a minute part, into a whole country development level also. Then how whole country level I was talking about, how you have implemented your 5 years plan. You know 5 years plan? Huh? I mean country applies for 5 years plan. क्या हुआ? अब assess करो बैठ के. इतना बजट अलॉट किया था आप. So 1800 parameters लिया था हम. Vertical growths, out of which one I have taken. कितना अलॉट किया था आपको? 2,28,000 crores of fund allotted. हाँ, कितना एक्सपेंडिचर किया? सर 1%. तो कैसे डेवलप होगा? तो असेस योरसेल्फ, आंसर मिल ही जाएगा आपको उधर. तो असेस मतलब किया क्या आप, बस उतना ही होगा. बट कैसे करना था, क्या किया, वो असेसमेंट मैच होगा आपको. Right? Like it should have been done in this fashion. For example, same I'll come back to your 30 minutes journey. So I had to go for first 10 kilometers with this speed because city I am there, plan. City I am there, then I'll go, I don't stop for tea, then I'll go once cross, whatever, plan it. Then once I there, I don't know where the house to reach, I'll call them, plan all these. These are all rubrics where you can go for small things also. I have done all these works, that's why I reached well within the time to that place. Simple to make you quick to understand. So like this, you can apply to a country level, to education, and we are talking about student and teacher in engineering level to how to apply rubrics anymore. Is it understood?
I also have another.
Tell me.
Sir, you are saying that it is a student-teacher ratio, but according to my experience, it must be a student-teacher and number of subject ratio also be there.
I did not understand.
Like always we calculate a student-faculty ratio.
Yes.
So it means
I'll define first. 40 students are there, 2 teachers are there, so 1:20. This is the way how we calculate. Student divided by teacher is student-teacher ratio. Now, what is that you
for
want?
example, and just quote an example. So suppose in a 4-year program, each year there is a 30 students are there.
Each year 30, okay.
120 students are there.
Okay.
And 6 faculty members are there.
Okay.
So student-faculty ratio is
Matched.
20 versus 1.
Matched. Okay.
But it is not matched with the number of subjects.
Then how we have decided student-teacher ratio? Based on those subjects only?
That's why.
It's not that we pose you 150 to study, 150 subjects to study in 4 years.
It
We
is
have made only 40.
43 subjects are there, sir.
Okay.
So it means in 4-year program, 43 subjects, 120 students, 6 faculty members are there. Student-faculty ratio is 20 versus 1.
Okay, then.
But number of subject versus faculty ratio is 7. It means one teacher will teach 7 subjects in 4 years. It means it is like complicated for
Then,
me.
no, not complication. Then, why so many subjects then? That depends on curriculum again. That depends on university or the affiliation or
sir.
the autonomous level and all. That's why I told, let's put 150 subjects. 1:20 ratio. तो आप 7 जगह में 20 subjects होगा एक टीचर को.
That's the problem, sir. One teacher teaches 7.
That is a logic. That is a design pattern of university.
Yeah, sir.
It's not that subject wise. Subject wise. So you suppose that you make only 20 subjects to study, then only one subject per one teacher.
Maybe it is a one teacher will teach maximum 3 subjects only. Not like that. Not today's according to the today's curriculum. One teacher will teach the 7 subjects, and student faculty ratio is match 20 versus 1. But it is not matched with the faculty versus number of subject ratio.
Okay, I'll come to your answer only. You said 1:6. That is so many 20 teachers are there. For example, 20 teachers are there for 45 subjects.
120. Suppose 30 students in a 1 year.
Whatever, 20 students, teachers are there. How many subjects for whole 4 years is 45? 43. 43 divided by 20?
2.3.
2 point something. If you make 43, it is 2.13. In place of 43, you make 70. It goes to 3.5. You make 100. So where are those and why it is necessary to go for 100 subjects or something? 43 you have managed. Then based on that only, either university someone will have 43, 44, 45. Some other university will have 40 or 39, something like that. Based on that, it's not that abnormal data we have taken or assessing ourselves in terms of number of subjects. Number of subjects per course for any engineering discipline will vary between 40 to 45. Not like 60, 70, 80. Leaving laboratories, I'm talking, only theory subjects. Based on that only you have to calculate. But here, in this college, if you want to refer, then teachers' number of subjects, I think you don't get 7.
Like,
wait. 7 you got correct. Maybe. एक सेमेस्टर में 3.5 पढ़ाओ, सेम टाइम 7 तो साथ नहीं पढ़ा रहे आप.
It is like
in each year, total number of 4 years, total number of subjects are 43, but at one semester it is around 21 or 22.
Wait, then is it first semester and second semester together running for you?
And at the same time,
No,
22.
answer my question. No, na?
No.
So one teacher is meant for only first semester, not for second semester. He is not taking any subject of second semester. Suppose same teacher goes to second semester, you never touches any subject of the first semester. So you have to divide it into half.
That's why I'm saying that at a time, 22 or maybe 21 subjects teachers at
then you count the teachers. You will get 2.5, 3, 3.5 or so per teacher per semester in place of 7.
Yes.
Best is make teachers more. Make solution for this. Teachers more. Or reverse engineering. इतना रेशियो है, इतना किया तो रेशियो मैच होगा. ये तो इतना सब्जेक्ट्स है, इतना टीचर लिया तो ये मैच होगा. Then calculate now back teacher student ratio or subject ratio or whatever you want. Allotment of one teacher, so many subject per year. So reverse engineering is always best. That way you can make.
Thank you, sir.
But at the same time, as your question says, logically other way is really comparable. What? Oh, let me allot 4 subject per teacher. क्वालिटी क्या होगा? अल्टरनेट पीरियड होगा. एक जगह में एक पीरियड कंप्लीट हुआ, नेक्स्ट पीरियड रेडी है, और देयर इज नो वंडर वो मैकेनिकल स्टूडेंट्स को टीच करना था, वो इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स के लिए मैकेनिकल टीचर सब्जेक्ट टीच किया, तो सोच कह रहे मैं इधर आ गया. Chances, I am just telling, means even my human teacher is also humankind. His capacity is also restricted to some level. His energy, his space, or his memory capacity, or whatever it is. Anyway, student-faculty ratio should be maintained. Best is 1:20. They allow 1:25, but make every 20 students of your campus, one teacher must be there. Teacher means pure teacher. That too with minimum qualification. In engineering, I am talking about minimum qualification. You know, it is MTech. Must for this. And if you have PhD, like grades will be given, something like that. Right. So
Thank you, sir.
I thought of not showing this. Anyway, this is an exit meeting. Recently in our college it has happened. Just scroll out quickly. I shouldn't have made this. Scroll out. They asked about good infrastructure, good museum, good academic and well qualified faculty members, good residents and faculty and staff, good student amenities like sports, gym, वगैरह, clubs, good curricular activities and all. Similarly, the scope of improvement, क्या क्या अच्छा कर सकते आप, vision improve करो, वो भी सब teachers को, सब students को पढ़ाओ. It's good that we have to make students to aware about what is. OB I did not talk about, outcome-based education system. CO, course outcome. PO, program outcome. PSO, program-specific outcome. Then something like that, all these outcome-based system. पहले था A plus B whole square is equal to so much. हो गया बस मेरा काम, bye bye. मगर करना क्या वो बच्चे बाद में ये सीख के, this is now it is outcome-based education system which relates to directly Bloom's taxonomy, where the last stage like creativity. I should do something very special with my knowledge in these 4 years. And for that only final year or 8th semester they have put for a project or some model or some competitions. For all these they have made. Close कर दो इसको. हो गया? और है भाई? This is for the NAC. You must have seen it. It is taken out directly from portal. This is online accreditation and assessment process flow. What is this flow? We have to start center में लाओ. बस. First stage, second stage, third stage, fourth stage, fifth stage, like this. These are all the stages. If suppose something goes wrong here, what is the answer? If goes wrong here, what is the answer? Something like that they have given. First, higher educational institute will register. In the NAC, I am talking about NAC. Then IIQA submission, and this I said it will be approved somewhere here after this stage only. Then SSR submission after IIQA. There is a gap here. You see here 45 days gap for that. If suppose IIQA is failed, it says go back, rejected, no response. If it is not done, something like that. Then SSR, Then this quantitative matrix and qualitative matrix, these will come here. SSR will analyze only quantitative matrix assessment for pre-qualification. Once it is done, only based on QNM, not QLM. QLM will be done by PT, peer team visit here. So then that is peer team visit will be there for management process. Then after that SSR QLM here in the campus. This is done in the office of NAC. This is done in the premises of the institute. But at the same time they cross-check this QNM also when they come for QLM visit. Then grade. Suppose something goes wrong, then no response, they will not give. Pre-qualification failed, they have to go back again. Then not qualified for accreditation, again go back there. IAQA must be presented there, then something like that. Appeal can be made, even though we are passing all the process. At the end of the day, they say, "Aapko kuch nahi mila, grade bhi nahi mila." So we can go for appealing, right? Against law. You know, when you go against to a approving authority against law, answer is always same only, but better we shall try with a good norms, with a decorum level, with a sober level, answering them and all. Then next stage is IQAR. This submission after getting the accreditation for next year. Every year we have to submit in NAC. Every year you have to submit your assessment report after getting awarded. Whereas in NBA, you have to submit 6 months before the expiry date of your NBA. This is the difference in NAC and NBA. Next, this is first stage, second stage, all stages one by one I'll show you. Next, this one will be taken up next. Same thing. This is higher institute, first stage of years. This first stage. This is first stage. These are the steps to follow. First step, like then pay the accreditation information, NAC verifies the approval registration वगैरह. ये क्या है वो NBA से मतलब AACT से approval किया. So since I am talking about only engineering, so I am talking AACT. If it is others, you have to talk about UGC, right? Other degrees and all. So AACT approval है क्या नहीं, approval है क्या नहीं, minimum percentage of admissions हो रहा है क्या नहीं, ऐसा कुछ सब verify करके then that is registration they'll accept. Okay, हम दोनों agreement करेंगे assessment करने के लिए. This is registration. If they accept, then only we can go to the next step. Next is this IIQA. Right. This is Institute Internal Quality Assurance Cell. This process is like this. We have to make all these stages and submit this IIQA data to them. I told you na, this we have to fill, even format is there for me. This we have to fill up and they approve this IIQA at 70th or 80th percentage of our work of NAC, right? Whereas NBA, within 2 hours, you will get the answer in the first 10 to 15% stage. Next, this is self-study report, 45 days gap. These are the steps. Upload the data, pay SSR first, upload the data. तो कल सुबह प्लान करके शाम तक करेंगे. Those who are done here, they know well. एक दिन में किया हम, कितना दिन, 2 दिन.
5-6 days.
Preparation of data, collection of data, so many months. So we have to prepare better and then submit this. Pay for this fee. If you pay fee, 45 days clock counts. I was telling my team, right, that we shall not submit the fee. First, let us start collecting data. Why to press the clock button? If you press the button, it will be keep on rotating and after 45 days it closes. So हम पहले इस डाटा कलेक्ट करेंगे. रेडी है क्या? 50% रेडी है. आप बटन प्रेस करो, तब 45 डेज के अंदर और 50% कलेक्ट करके फिलअप करके ये प्री प्लान्स है. एनीवे दिस इज फॉर SSR सबमिशन. देन आफ्टर दिस दे गो फॉर DVV प्रोसेस. बिफोर दैट SSR, this self study report you have to submit. In this SSR again there are so many verification, that the SSS, that is student satisfaction survey, data verification and validation system, the NAC templates and all that they will give. Next, this is DVV process. These are all the stages in the DVV. In fact, first this happens, student satisfaction survey, then this happens, DVV. First stage is SSS, student satisfaction, as I told, like 10% of the minimum 300 should be approved. Then if they don't get, again they post another 200 till they get that minimum 20% or whatever, the data they get. Then after this, student satisfaction survey, there are questions. Here it is mentioned, 10% of them, first they give 100, next 500, like this. Close the survey. Once it is over, even though students reply back after the closing, it will not reach them. It will not reach them. So then compute student. Okay. Next after that, this is not there, implementation. Then this SSR QNM, they only do in their office. So nothing, no such, like this yellow marks are not there in this. Because they do themselves. Why they question us? They either, only one answer we get from them. Yes or no? That's it. Only one answer. Why and all they don't mention. Afterwards, that grade. Okay? Next. Okay. This is IQAC, Internal Quality Assurance Cell. And this one, Annual Quality Assurance Report to be submitted after award for every year. Suppose your award is there in the October month of this year, 2023, and before ending of this October 2024, what all happened in those 12 months, with the same format you have to fill up. 2 exams gone through, students attended, pass result, percentage, placement done, admissions done, because everyone academic year, all these activities completes. We have to fill up them for every year. They will assess, or else they can say, there is a lot difference between the watch and ward by the boards. NAC says if you don't submit, and this sanction for 5 years, चलो आपका NAC 5 years तक granted है. 1 साल के बाद फिर पूछेगा आपका डाटा नहीं आया, your next 4 years is seized. You are not into NAC. हाँ आ गया आपका रिपोर्ट, हाँ वो भी अच्छा है, चलो सेकेंड ईयर तक आपका है, सेकेंड ईयर सबमिट किया, हाँ थर्ड ईयर तक सबमिट है. Normally they do, but in the NBA they don't ask. Grants only for 3 years, not like 5 years or 4 years for this NAC. NBA grants only for 3 years, except I'll come to that, 3 years, and 2.5 years they don't ask any question. When last 6 months left, then they'll ask resubmit for all the 2.5 years assessment, or the present year assessment, they say. So present year assessment we can submit, and by submitting, so it's not that proving ourselves for the 6 months. If they are happy with that, they grant straight away 1 more year, 4th year for accreditation system. Means in place of 3 years, if you submit promptly all information and data, and that too they are all having good standards, then they grant straight away without visit 1 more year for you. So 4 years. Suppose I get 23, and 24, 25, 26 तक था, 27 भी मिलेगा हमको. और भी सोचो, 27 एंड में 6 months पहले भी सबमिट करके फिर रिक्वेस्ट किया तो वो भी अच्छा रहे तो लास्ट चांस 5th year 5 years तक देगा. नेक्स्ट टाइम इवन इफ यू अप्लाई 100 times they say we'll come and visit. आप हो सकते झूठ बोल रहे हैं, chances. So they say we'll come and visit. So maximum 3 + 1 + 1. These 5 years for NBA. Whereas for NAC, it is for 5 years once, and every 1 year they assess. They check information of ours, and if they are correct, then only they continue. This is IIQA guidelines. I have taken straight away from them the vision mission of them. This is jara niche aa jao. Part A, Part B, Part C of this. This is okay. Part A, this is to be filled up in IQAC. Then Part B is criteria 1, curricular aspects. Criteria 2, teaching, learning, and evaluation. Criteria 3, research and innovation and extension. 4, infrastructure. 5, student support. 6, governance. 7, institutional, I told, best practices, like this. So these are all some key points, and this is about institute and all. And now they have included this. Earlier it was not there. So what is your preparedness for National Education Policy 2020? We have to answer them so clearly. And if we are in the path of implementing the objectives of National Educational Policy, we'll come to that also. These are all some criteria. Next, like this, we start filling up. Guidelines have been given. If you go through this book, na, You need not take any guidance from anyone. किसी का पास डाउट रहे तो ये ऐसे हुए तो क्या करना, उसमें आंसर है, आप ट्राई करना, बस मिल ही जाएगा आपको. किसी को फोन करो क्या, मुझे मालूम नहीं है, ये एसीटी ऑफिस को फोन करो, नहीं तो एनबी ऑफिस, जरूरत ही नहीं है. दिस इज ऑल गिवन इन दिस गाइडलाइन बुकलेट्स. एंड इवन असेसमेंट, यू सी हियर, assessment, the visiting team, what they are going to question you, those questionnaires are shared with us. And what way of you have to prepare answer, इतना students को दिया तो वो rank ले जाएगा वो. I mean, you will get the rank in your class and all. So they are giving to us questions, how to prepare answers. These are the files, you present them, they will assess and say good. So such a information, that too for teacher. If it is for student, like these are the questions in examination में आएगा, तो ये prepare करो, ऐसे prepare करना, देखो लिखते वक्त तो ऐसे ही लिखो, क्यों नहीं, वो 90-95% आएगा. So these answers will be given in the NAC office or NB office. They say these are the guidelines. Okay, right. Benefits, what happens if you get that, all these are there in this. I need not go all of them, it's all just very lengthy. Okay, I just wish to discuss this point. You can see here, QNM 3.4.1 criteria 3. The key indicator is this, collaboration. This heading is collaboration. Quantitative matrix. This heading, you see, institutional has several collaborations, this collaboration. Linked with faculty exchange, student exchange, internship fields, on-job training, research, etc. during the year. किसी के साथ इंडस्ट्री हो सकते, कोई यूनिवर्सिटी का हो सकते, कोई बाहर का लोग हो सकते, इंडस्ट्री एक्सपर्ट्स को इधर बुला के हो सकते, ये सब ये डाटा दें. This is quantitative. They say yes sir, we had 22 students gone for internship to this industry. This is a fixed answer, right? So this is quantitative. Maybe qualitative, someone will come here. Here it is, QLM. And just see here, how many students are gone for internship for the previous year. वो तो फिक्स आंसर है, 22 है तो 22 लिखना आप, तो ऐसा नहीं बोल सकते 24 गया, 12 गया, ऐसा नहीं, तो फिक्स्ड आंसर है. Whereas here you see the heading, physical facilities in the key indicator. So what all you have facilities, something like that. It says institution has adequate infrastructure and physical facilities for teaching learning. For example, classrooms, laboratories, computing equipments वगैरह वगैरह. ये qualitative metrics में आ गया. This will not have any XY calculations like tabular column, horizontal direction, vertical direction. ऐसे नहीं हो. We have to explain. So what we have to fill up here, that is also given. So upload and additional, that is what here. Describe the adequacy of infrastructure and physical facilities for teaching learning for a minimum specific requirement of statutory bodies within a 200 words. आप लिखना, tabular column नहीं है, लिखना. This is what qualitative. They'll come and see. आप लिखते 200 वर्ड्स में हमारा कॉलेज सर 48 क्लासरूम्स है, अच्छा है, इसमें एलसीडी प्रोजेक्टर्स है, इतना स्मार्ट बोर्ड्स है, इतना एसीस है, लैबोरेटरीज में इतना सॉफ्टवेयर्स है, इतना सब आंसर्स हमारा पास, मतलब फैसिलिटीज हमारा पास है. वो चेक करने के लिए आएगा. क्यूएलएम रहे तो, क्यूएनएम रहे तो वो खुद असेस करेगा, गलत बोले क्या नहीं बोले इधर आके देखेगा. यू सेड 22 स्टूडेंट्स, आई विल चेक टू शो मी 22. Yes, yes, already I have given marks. Only thing they'll cross check whether it is bluffing us to say 22 or else QLM, they physically check. You said 4 classrooms with so and so, let me see 4 classrooms. So, and these are okay, these are all things, something like that. These are all under QLM. This is also QLM. The institution has adequate facilities for cultural activities, sports, games वगैरह. ऐसे ही गए तो आपको इधर एक QLM आ गया, इधर QNM आ गया. Expenditure excluding salary for the infrastructure augmentation during the year in rupees. Means this is fixed. Last time कितना salary गया, कितना equipments purchase किया, कितना maintenance में पैसा गया, कितना electricity bill भरा वगैरह वगैरह वगैरह, वो तो fixed था. Last time ये पैसे भी ज्यादा कम नहीं होगा, तो पिछले साल का और पिछले साल something, these are all fixed. They comes under quantitative matrix. Whereas if I go again further, this is QLM again. Libraries, autonomous वगैरह वगैरह, ये library as a learning resource. ये QLM क्यों आ रहा है? 2000 बुक्स है मेरा, तो फिक्स है. मगर इसमें क्वेश्चन क्या आएगा? ठीक है, इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर है, 2000 बुक्स है, कितना बच्चे आ रहा है रोज? हाँ 40 बच्चे एक आवर में आके जाएगा. सेकंड आवर में 22 आएगा, नाइट में 100 होगा. ठीक है, वो क्या रहा है इधर, कितना बच्चे कितना लर्न किया, चेक करो नॉलेज, वो नहीं मिलेगा आंसर. सो दिस आर ऑल कम्स अंडर QLM. QLM means qualitative matrix where We are saying this, and we have to tell them in words, so many and all that. It is not restricted here. Okay, this is QLM. Like this for all 7 criteria, you will get QLM and QNM. Normally, total QLM are 32, QNM are 48 or 42 or 48 or so, and with key parameters separately. These answers. Okay. हो गया? छोड़ दो इसको. Next. It's one side discussion, looks to be like questions. If they are there, good for us. This is just I summarized what are the different criterion. I think this fellow only made this, correct? So he only collected, right? So these are all summarized, very brief. Instead of वो 200 पेज वाला निकाल के छोटा छोटा बना के मैं दिखाने के लिए, this I made particularly to show teachers. This is the area to connect and allotted each work to each teacher. So like this, these are all things we have to do. 1 point up to one criteria. Next, second criteria. Fourth आ गया. So everything in a brief form. By seeing this, we will come to know what is there inside the 5th criteria, for example. By reading this, number of students benefited वगैरह वगैरह, तो देखे तो मालूम होता है हमको क्या इसमें क्या लिखा है. Something like this is 5th criteria, then 6th criteria, like 7th and close. That's it. Okay. Next. हो गया. Time is over or still how much time?
We have like 5-10 minutes for discussion.
Okay. We have to stop here because NEP I have not touched it.
Yes, sir, you may stop here.
Huh?
For 5 to 10 minutes for the discussion. Now, it is a discussion now is open. Someone have a question, you may ask.
These are all QNM tabular columns. Quantitative matrix tabular columns. 1.1, 2.1 वगैरह वगैरह. Open करते जाओ. मिलेगा क्या आगे? इधर यहाँ वो press करो. Here we are pressing. 2.2 you will get this tabular. This is tabular. 2. Quantitative, all quantitative. Press. Now you see year of passing, final year exam, number of students and enrollment number. ये तो fix है. ये टेबलर कॉलम फिक्स है, यही फिलअप करके देते हम. इसमें होगा 800 स्टूडेंट्स, 800 का स्टूडेंट्स का नाम दे दिया, इसका रोल नंबर दिया, पास फेल वगैरह मेंशन किया, वो मार्क्स अलॉट करेगा. अरे 800 में 799 पास हो गया, चलो इनको 25 आउट ऑफ 24 दे देंगे. आई मीन 24 आउट ऑफ 25 दे देंगे. इधर आके चेक करेगा, आप बोल रहे थे 799 और 699 है, 599 है, क्या हमको क्या बोल रहे हैं आप? हाँ, so this is what the comparison like. Sometimes they may stop evaluating us cheating, right? They stop assessing and report directly to the chairman of the NBA office or NAC office. NAC, NBA में नहीं होगा ऐसा. NAC, they say, sir, all your QNM calculation, what you have made 70%, that is 700 marks, invalid, because I am seeing different answer here. So precisely you have to give, not changing anything. These are all something. Press 1 by 1. ये दूसरा आ गया. They are all QLM. I mean QNM. Right. Next. Next. ऐसे ही check कर सकते हैं आप, बहुत मिलेगा. So you can see the numbers even. How many numbers are there? Like this. Of course, data filling. That's why I told these to be get filled. Collect the corresponding data, then go for SSR submission or pay the fee so that 45 days it counts. So much data. So प्रेस कर दिया हम, सुबह करेंगे, वो सर कल छुट्टी है, हाँ चलो हो गया, हाँ वो एक दिन के बाद, सर अभी शुरू किया, नेक्स्ट सैटरडे संडे है ना सर, हो गया, नेक्स्ट. So 45 days ऐसे ही चले जाएगा आपका. So be clever or smart rather than, so that collect something, be ready so that within short time you finish everything. Close कर दो. NEP, maybe another 10 minutes I will take, right? So this I directly taken from the portal. Wait, National Education Policy 2020, it is there 66 pages. Where is that? 66 pages. You can study. I'll go only for HEI, Higher Educational Institutes. There are schoolings, then other parts also. I just go roll out. मैं कर सकता हूँ. Wait, this is for school. This is for higher education. Amara. We are all into professional degrees. So इसमें all these norms they have made. quality universities and colleges, institutional restructuring wala, towards more holistic. These are all some discussions called objectives of national education policy to implement. Okay, in broad we shall discuss what is this national education policy, what really it speaks, what are the objectives, who framed this, what purpose is that, what to achieve in due course. These questions may arise in national education policy for everyone. And of course, good number of conferences or what you call online discussions have been made by AICT and by university, even our BTU, many times asking all together so that part of it you understand slowly, because you are the people to implement that. It's not the paper or book which published. You are the people. Then if I say how to improve this, for example, a motivated, energized and capable faculty, we have to make this. Then we have to think about how to improve. For example, optimal learning environments and support for the students. How best we can make. Anyway. So these are all only higher education concerned. Then I'll come here, equity and inclusion. This is having problem with where, what you call them? Jati Atita Rajya or Rashtra. Am I right in Hindi? Secularism, non-secular country. Is it Hindi word? Am I? Huh? Jati Adharit. We proudly say we don't have any such discrimination between one caste to the other caste of our country, but outlook of it, what fight happens between a religion to religion. It's happening. We have to overcome that. Who? Educationalists only. We have to think more. We have to guide the students. देखो भाई, ये caste दूर रखो. आपका पास कितना अंक है? 2 है. इनका पास वो भी 2 है. इनका पास कितना ब्रेन है? 2 है. आपका पास 3 है. नहीं, इनका भी 1 है. तो ये कहाँ डिफरेंस है? वो ब्लड डिफरेंट है क्या? देखो इनका येलो कलर है. Think, where is difference? Who made this difference? Who made this difference? My goodness, we human beings, to say, I don't know what word I have to use, the two being a human being. We don't want to use those words. Really, really pathetic for any country if runs by a religion, it doesn't grow so fast and quick. We should come out from that. Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. You heard of this?
Yes, sir.
Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. I just now told, 2 eyes, 1 nose, 1 mouth, 1 brain, 1 head, 2 hands, 2 legs, वगैरह 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 सोचो, सबका पास वही है. तो ये डिफरेंस क्यों करना, हम डिफरेंशिएट क्यों करना? Everyone is one. Even high intellectual think वो टेररिस्ट है ना, इनको अच्छा एजुकेशन नहीं दिया इसके लिए ऐसे हो गया. नहीं तो वो भी वो पोएट बनता था, वो भी इंजीनियर बनता था, क्योंकि वो भी ह्यूमन बीइंग है. इनका पास भी ब्रेन है, मगर वो ब्रेन ह्यूमैनिटीज के लिए यूज नहीं किया इन्हें, तो कुछ टेररिज्म के लिए यूज किया. तो ये भी हो सकती है. दिस आर ऑल नेशनल एजुकेशन पॉलिसीज. इट स्पीक्स अबाउट सो वाइड एंड ब्रॉड अबाउट. लेट्स गो बैक हाउ वी वर. लेट्स गो बैक नॉट फार अवे. आई एम नॉट सेइंग 1500 years back or so. Go back just 200-300 years back. We had a good number of universities known. Nalanda University, you must have heard of this. 64 languages learned by one human being. Then we call it as, he is Kshatra. Something? Vidyarthi. Kshatri, Kshatra, whatever. Vidyarthi. That means he learned. Now he knows. What is 64? Is it only engineering? We are struggling for 1 out of 64. Engineering alone. Think about, there are 64 varieties. Chanakya, not the person name. Cleverness of yours is one art, one language, one subject. You have to learn. Smartness, health, kindness is also one subject. Helping hand, another subject. Archery, another subject. 64 such languages for a human being to live happily. Happily, all such should become. Then who will think of about religion? Who will think of about differences? This word comes here. Equity and inclusion. Everyone should be equal and include everyone with you. Big objective of the NEP. Very big. When it happens, हो सकते 24 में हो जाएगा. ये तो long plan है. It may take 20 years, 30 years, who knows? It's a gradual change, but we should apply. Why we are applying? We were living on a quote or a word like Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. We were all together. Now we have split among ourselves into varieties of religions. We have to reunite back, union back. We have to combine back and make called only one. Our country, so proudly we have to say, so proudly we have to say, there are 200 countries in the world, right? Maybe more than that. All we wish to treat any human being staying in some other country, he is my brother, he is my sister, he is my relative, he is my friend. Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. What a level of thinking in the NEP. If you go through deep depth of it, you will astonish, हमारा country इतना strong है. हम कौन follow करना, हम करना था. अरे मुझे मालूम ही नहीं था. So these levels you will get astonished yourself. ये क्या करना हम आगे, ऐसे बहुत है. Right? Then teacher education, reimagining the vocational training. Right? It was there earlier. I don't know how many of you studied in your very third standard, fourth standard, fifth standard वगैरह. छुट्टी आता था हमको 2 महीने, 1 महीने ऐसा कुछ. Every time they used to take us for craft. खेत में लेके जाके हमको अच्छे हमारे स्टूडेंट सब लोग ऐसे काम करते थे. But we used to learn like that. Means and ऐसे उठ बैठ के करते ना, वो करते थे हम क्योंकि they are all something known type of punishment where some education is there in that. So like this, those days was there. Why we should not come back? We were following such a good system, and India is losing that fame, name, popularity and all. We should come back. We should make whole world is one. If you want to compete, I don't know. If any human being standing there in the Mars planet, you fight with them. But at least make together first. Earth is one. All human beings on the earth, one. Okay, anyway, so these are all some objectives. Transforming regulating system of higher education. बस हो गया इतना. हो गया. You are signaling me. No, if you are happy, fine for me, or else my day gone, just away like that. So if you want, I'll stop right now. Any और बचा है क्या? These we wanted to implement in our college at BKBAT. छोड़ दो, no problem. I thought of telling all those because just keep telling NEP ऐसा है देखो ये देखो, हम करके दिखाना तब होगा. बोलने वाला बहुत बोलेगा. ये करो वो करो ऐसा करो. तुम देखो भाई मुझे फर्स्ट रैंक चाहिए, गोल्ड मेडल चाहिए, बोल दिया बस हो गया मेरा काम. मे बी 2 घंटे में बहुत कुछ बोल दिया, बस आपका मर्जी. Well, thanks for listening. Any questions? I am open. Blindly don't tell me because I wish to assess myself. What I know, how much I spelt in front of you, way of deliberations, way of pointing out stages, giving examples. I should learn. It's not that I know well. How do you felt?
You explained very well.
Very well.
So many things to learn, but you explained very well.
Student side, learned something, maybe boring.
Oh, it was very interesting.
Very
We had
interesting.
a lot of teammates.
Okay, good.
Yes, sir. Hi, sir.
Hi.
Good evening.
Good evening. Oh, Krishna, nahi. Sachin.
One of the
Used to call me at night 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock and asking me, sir, tomorrow ye hai, wo hai. हाँ बोलो सामने.
sir, I am an alumni to the
No problem. You are always our student. Say, प्राइम मिनिस्टर बनो हमारा स्टूडेंट है बस. Oh, okay, good. Tell me, what is your question?
So, sir, these days, I have been engaged with some discussions with NPA office in Delhi.
Oh, good.
Very soon, we'll be implementing the, with the NIRF, we'll be implementing the ranking of the institution based on sustainability.
Okay.
Sustainability based in region, state, and
Okay.
India country.
Okay.
So, what are the action that you are planning to make the institute campus sustainable in terms of energy utilization or making, and moreover, the sustainability will be the criteria for just not educating children about sustainability.
Yes,
sustainability. The sustainability is important.
Good.
So, what is the action if you have any plan?
We have good. That's it?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, his question is, NIRF rank is working around and ranking is given based on sustainability. To make you to understand the question first, in 5 years back, we got 12 medals, gold medals, example I am quoting. Now, 2 years back, we got 2 medals, this time 20 failures. So sustainability is not there. So why we have to call you a rank fellow? In spite you got 12 ranks or 12 gold medals 4 years back, 5 years back. So based on this sustainability question, all parameters you take, not just gold medal alone. How institute has taken care of, how teachers are performing, how students are performing based on this. He is asking me the question. I just made you to understand the question first. So he is asking me this question. So my answer, as far as this institute is concerned, of course, sustainability is must. What we do today, there must be an improvement in the next year in the same parameter. After 3 years, 4 years, it should be doubled. Right? I said to a fellow like get the rank, saying very good. Another 3 years I'll make double. Right? But the plans are like this. We wish to go for NIRF ranking only.
Sorry, I guess I was not able to convey the complete.
Okay.
Sustainability in terms of clean energy, clean energy.
Only that area. Okay.
Only on how like the institute is taking action for water management systems, the clean energy, climate change.
Okay. Okay.
Diversity in the campus.
Right.
There's a meeting is going on in Delhi in the 20th of this.
Okay.
So they are saying that each and every university and institute they will work on that for the energy saving and for sustain this energy saving for the next one.
Okay. Well, energy saving is nothing but again we have to use the renewable energy more and more rather than the grid supplied electricity which generates carbon dioxide, and we are using all these energies are given by fossil energy conversions, then this electricity, it spoils the environment, etc. Who is giving energy for us without any cost, not even in a single pi, and day by day without failure of even a single second is sun. Sun is giving us such a solar energy to us since its birth. So maybe using that type of energy as far as electricity is concerned, solar energy we are planning to go for it to sustain ourselves instead of using the grid power. So grid power is costly, not good for the environment and all. So we wish to go for the electrical solar panel system and generate the power to best extent, at least to run the laboratories first, because high power and all very difficult to make, but still otherwise we'll go for that is for electricity. As far as water is concerned, we have good number of bores, and anytime, I don't know how many of our institute people know about this. 5 bores are there, only 3 are working, only 1 is majorly working good level, other 2 are now and then for emergency only, other 2 totally not working at all. So somehow we have to sustain this. Then who gives again water to us free of cost is the rain. We have to go where easily available source. Sun is the one and the water. So rain water harvesting is the one. Already we have 3 such bore wells. Bore wells means not pumping water, collecting water. Bores. 4 are there. Okay, good. 4 such rainwater harvesting systems are there. Maybe where we are failing, in my observation in this institute, whatever that rainfall falls in this capturing area, catchment area we call it as, in our compound inside. Suppose we get 2 lakhs liters of water by rain, normal rain of a say 12 millimeter water or whatever, we are able to collect only 20 to 30% of it. Rest all goes by filtration and to the land back again, and somewhere it may help. Doesn't mean that it goes in vain. It goes to some other more nearby village. You don't know how water is flowing inside. It goes kilometers, right, here and there, depending on the punctures. Wherever the puncture aquifers, based on that, they will be settling. So we wish to enhance this to nearing 70% or so. Surely that water problem we can supply to someone else and make even a business also. If suppose rainwater harvesting system, what we are doing, top of the floor only where water is collected. On the cricket ground, whatever water is fallen, I cannot collect that. It directly filters and straight away it goes. I have to collect from the floor areas only. Good floor areas are there. All that should be diverted to 2 or 3 outlet points of that floor with a pipeline. And that pipeline should be channeled towards a nearby water harvesting zone, so that it goes inside that and nearby bores of ours. So maybe our next plan, the 2 bores which are all totally not working should be energized back and try to get that water table. We call it as water table in the ground. How high? And here 1,000 feet. We don't get, recently we drilled one bore in the BDTI, 1,200 feet. We got water at 1,100. And we are lucky, बस और आगे नहीं जाएंगे और चार्ज ज्यादा होगा, चलो stop कर दो, 1,200. It is, thank God, running good. So like this, the water table is very, very low. So how to solve the problem? Increase the water table. How to increase the water table? Collect the rainwater. Equations are known to us very clearly. So we are planning, we'll do that. Any other area?
Sir, 2 more things if we can add on to it.
Yes.
One, likewise, we implemented one of the models to AICT headquarters, where AICT is able to save their electricity up to 25,000 units per month without investing a single penny. So if that can be
By what way? By what way?
some behavioral models that are implemented, some optimization to the power system.
When we leave the room, please switch off the light.
Oh, that is
All
okay.
those indications are made. The system analysis and power optimization has been made to the junction areas. So this way, without investing a single penny, they are able to do it. So this way, we can also add on to the sustainability factor. Other way around, mainly in the office campus that we have in the
We'll try.
office area, if we can go with plastic free. Plastic submerged,
So we have made, okay, no problem, we'll do that.
goes-
Maybe third question goes to teachers directly. He says, when you go out from the room, put off your switches or fan or whatever it is, right? Turn off total system, something like that. So it saves energy. So there is no another like rainwater harvesting, whatever, no other solution for that. So it lies in the mindset, attitude of the teachers and how you develop yourself. Energy can neither be created nor be destroyed. This is the law, right? If you, example I used to quote, as far as electricity is concerned, nobody is there, this fan is running. I entered. अरे कितना तो 1 घंटे से चल रहा है, इतना स्पीड में. रोटेशन बोलो RPM, revolutions per minute. RPM सर ये होगा 50 revolutions in 1 minute. बहुत अच्छा है. तो कितना घंटा ऐसे ही चला? 2 घंटा वैसे ही चला. So every minute 50 rotations. So 1 hour 60 minutes, so many rotations. Next hour, second hour, so many rotations. It came somewhere around 1,500 rotations per 2 hours or so. I asked that fellow who has put on this, rotate this in the same speed within 2 hours, 1,500. We cannot. Then are you allowed to spoil that system, or are you allowed to waste that energy yourself, which you cannot recover it back yourself? We will do that. We will make a circular saying that, so use energy according to requirement. Maybe who knows, suddenly. And how many of you know what is our electricity charges varying from month to month? One campus engineering alone I am talking about, 6.5 to 7 lakhs per month, 84 to 90 lakhs per year. 13% of our budget goes to electricity. Hostel separate, I am not talking hostel, I am not talking other parts. Only engineering institute alone is so much. So we have to think, can we not reduce that 90 lakhs to 70 lakhs? But nowhere lessening your utility or reducing your requirement. 20 lakhs per year. Think. And if you can make solar energy and supply out of this 90 lakhs, 45 lakhs free of cost by the God Sun, and use that power, and even can supply to grid 7.8 rupees per unit you will be getting if you supply to grid. So like this. So if you can reduce that 90 lakhs cost of this, only one college I'm talking, if I take others, use figure it goes. So we have to reduce that. Maybe that point also will take care. And it's already passed on message, they know.
So let's fix one challenge for all the students around the campus.
Okay.
And for the next 3 months, for example, December, January, February, we will, IQBIT will reduce the electricity consumption, suppose by 10%, just 10%. The total consumption by 10%. And that 3 months will be compared to the last year 3 months. This will set a benchmark. So this is the challenge can be thrown to all the.
Yes, right. Right now, challenge is thrown already, passing through him. Everyone is instructed, especially students. You should be alert, right? Especially students. Of course, you don't consume much of it. एक bulb होगा, ज़्यादा एक fan होगा, फिर भी, right? Energy is energy, paid or non-paid, whatever it is. So it should be. Whereas here, so many administrative areas, fans, ACs, tube lights, so and all very high. Still otherwise, we are responsible because we are consuming more. Out of 90 lakhs, we may be consuming 70 to 75 lakhs. Hardly you will be consuming 8-10 lakhs per month. I'm talking about. So something like that. Anyway, this we can try. We'll. Anyway, straight, why to wait? Should I write and sign and give it to you so that follow straight away instructions? Like somehow save the energy. Save the energy is the first time you are hearing in your life. It is well known. Everybody knows. Somehow reduce, somehow improve yourself in the attitudes and all that as far as energy is concerned. Even, okay, even food also. Many times I observe, students waste food just like that anything. Ask a poor fellow who is there in bus stand sitting, begging something. I remember first time when I came, it was 45 kgs of every lunch or dinner used to waste. 45 kg. 45 kg of food. Roti ho sakte, sabji ho sakte, kuch bhi. Pure, not with plates or something. Pure material. But we used to weigh that. And it has reduced to 19 kg after 3 months. That's what some sort of saving we call it as. Now imagine 45, each person eats 500 grams of food for one, either dinner or lunch or whatever. I don't know exactly. Anyway, 500 grams. See, 45 kg, 90 persons outside would have given the food. What we have made? You did not eat even. Just thrown, leave it. Again cleaning it. Again another set of people to work for that. Throwing out, transporting somewhere else. So energy utilization, this word in the engineering we call ergonomics. Ergonomics, we talk about sun, we talk about water, we talk about heat, we talk about oxygen, we talk about photosynthesis, we talk about greenery, we talk about something like this. So this ergonomics, everyone should know very well. First year students have learned all this. This is the question. Any more? Next questions?
Thank you, sir. I also more about singing. Actually, I am from Andhra Pradesh.
Andhra Pradesh. ఏ ఊరు నుంచి? ఏ ఊరు నుంచి? విజయవాడ నుంచి. Very good. Right.
Potti's Engineering College, Vijayawada. SKPV institutions.
Very good.
Recently, we అంటే మీరు చెప్తుంటే నాకు తెలుస్తుంది సార్. మేము NAC A++ వచ్చింది మాకు మొన్న.
ఎప్పుడు?
ఒక 3 months క్రితం సార్.
3 months. Very good.
కానీ మాకు నాకు
No, that affection will come, na? Like, हमारा तरफ से person आया, मतलब ऐसे ही होगा. He is telling that by hearing that in the very next 3 months we are applying for NAC. So I understood well. These are the words he told. Okay, tell me in Hindi or English.
Yeah, sir. I mean, we are doing the CO PO mapping wise, sir. Sir, we map CO and PO But I mean, I am teaching a subject. First, I teach analog communications, then digital communications, then satellite communication.
Okay.
Like it is like a basic, a medium, and higher.
Okay.
Sir, when I mean, this is my doubt, sir. When I going to link my higher subject, that is at 4th year, what are the considerations that you take when mapping CO to the PO? I mean, I should consider both this analog and digital also. Because, I mean, first and second year and third year subjects. I mean, for mapping of a 4th year subject,
4th year, okay.
for CO and PO, how to consider the second year and third year subjects, because they are
mapping.
yes, sir, they are the platform for that. How we relate it. Actually, we relate it, but not that much effect.
I understood. I understood your questions. His question is like this. He is teaching 3 subjects, the basic of the same subject, middle portion of the same subject, higher version of the same subject. He wants to match with course outcome of basic subject, course outcome of medium subject, course outcome of higher level of the same subject with the PO, that is attributes, 12 attributes. That's what his question is. And he wants to map this in the 4th year. 4th year, we do mapping for CO, PO for every subject. We don't make only for 4 years of this subject.
In which area?
No problem, I understand.
Because we first, I mean, in the PO section, we will have various steps so that we will attain the finance.
Yes, I understand. Teachers who have worked for the CO, PO, they will be knowing it. Suppose your basic subject, course outcomes are 6, POs are 12. For this subject, basic subject, first subject only I'm talking. I'm not talking medium, I'm not talking higher. I'm not talking whether it is 4th year concerned, 3rd year concerned, 2nd year concerned, or where it is known to you. Only for that subject, we map CO, PO separately. Right? 6 courses, 6 course outcomes, and 12 attributes. We map. For example, in the first basic, you understand more and more about the basics of this. That's what the subject objective. This is the basic outcome of the course outcome of the first one. We understand the basics, and next we understand some principles. Next we understand application area. Something like these are the course outcomes. Now I will map with this where it comes out of 12. First basics. It will come in the number 1 of the attributes out of 12. Number 1. I map with your basics with number 1. Next. Another one, you understand the concepts of this. So where application area or understanding level or wherever it is. Now same thing I can apply even for the Bloom's taxonomy also in the later. CO, PO हो गया. Bloom's taxonomy out of 6 कहाँ आएगा? ये पूरा एक subject के बारे में बात किया मैं. Let us come to the medium subject. Same principles we follow for this subject also. Same principles we follow for the senior subject also, or the difficult subject also. We don't map this study with the 4th year. We make separately. I told you 44 courses are there, 43 courses are there. For all of them, COPO we map.
We match. For every subject, we map it. But do we need to consider the previous
Mappings also, how they are mapped.
Nowhere such tabular column is there. आपका वो subject में CO map इतना था, आपका third subject में वो map हो रहा है क्या? ऐसा tabular column कहाँ भी देखा क्या?
No, sir.
No.
I mean, it is not
No
there.
problem,
I
no
just,
problem.
I whether to consider, analyze so that in which column it has to be there.
It's a separate subject, 44 subject. For example, mathematics.
Understood.
और आपका कोई medium subject का नाम बोलो?
Digital communication.
Digital communication. Mathematics और digital communication, नहीं तो physics, नहीं तो कोई एक project, नहीं तो कोई disaster management. मैच नहीं कर सकते, match नहीं कर सकते. अलग है वो.
Yes.
उसमें CO क्या था? वो physics में क्या CO था? डिजास्टर मैनेजमेंट में CO क्या? CO मतलब कोर्स आउटकम्स क्या था? आपका डिजिटल वगैरह मेजर सब्जेक्ट में CO क्या था? इससे वर्ल्ड नोन एट्रीब्यूट्स 12 में कहां मैप हो रहा है, ये हो गया. इसके बाद ब्लूम्स टैक्सोनॉमी में 6 ही है हमारा पास. ये कहां मैच हो? क्रिएटिविटी है क्या? तो 6 को क्रिएट करो, मैप करो. नहीं तो सिर्फ असेसमेंट है क्या? थर्ड में मैप करो. नहीं तो सिर्फ रिमेंबरिंग है क्या? फर्स्ट में मैप करो. फॉर एग्जांपल, आई आस्क्ड यू अ क्वेश्चन टू अ स्टूडेंट इन द एग्जामिनेशन, what is some formula of this? It is only remembering. What question I posed according to the Bloom's taxonomy, in that question paper I cover first point of the Bloom's taxonomy. like
Now
this.
I got it, sir.
Ah.
With the Bloom taxonomy,
You can map with Bloom's, and rubrics can be used for complete analysis of the students by
Yes.
individual teacher.
Yes, sir. Yes.
It is for your reference only.
Yes, sir.
मुझे 22 बच्चे अच्छा मिला, 42 बच्चे एवरेज मिला, 4 बच्चे है ना बहुत सिर खा रहा है मेरा,
Yes.
something like that. So
Yes, sir, I
how to
explained.
make them to, so like this the rubrics will give you the answer.
Yes, sir. An active mail mainly focused me on the rubrics itself, sir.
Oh, rubrics
They
only.
asked me for the rubrics.
Rubrics.
I have told them.
Rubrics can be applied for everywhere.
it is very-
Everywhere you can apply.
Thank you, thank
Just now I asked how you felt is also a rubrics.
Yes, sir.
Something like that. I am getting good. क्या किया सारा 2 घंटा वेस्ट किया हमारा लाइफ, तो वो भी rubrics है.
समझ गया.
वो भी rubrics है. हाँ, तो नहीं तो सर आप भी बोले समझ में आ गया, मैं 3 महीने के बाद नैक को अप्लाई करने वाला हूँ, मुझे समझ में आया, तो यूज हो गया, तो ये भी rubrics है. हाँ, एवरेज है, अंडरस्टूड है, ऐसा कुछ. Any more questions? आपका any more questions?
No, sir.
ठीक है. Any more? That's it?
Next session.
By me? No.
No, with a different.
Okay. It's done? Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir, for your enlightening words of wisdom. Now, I would like to request our FDP coordinator to present a memento as a token of love and appreciation to our director, sir.
मैं स्टेज के ऊपर आया, हर बार आदत है किसी को देने का. बच्चा कहाँ है आपकी लेके?
Thank you, sir. Now, I invite everyone for a short tea break, which will be followed by a practical session. Thank you, everyone.